You ready to go?
Yes, sir. Ready to go.
You got all your crew muted?
Well, I'm just going to mute myself here in a second, but
What about everybody else that's online?
what about them?
Are they all muted?
Well, they look like it.
Okay, well, it's 2:00, so it's showtime. We'll call the meeting to order. Just a reminder of what day it is. It's the 15th, normally tax day some years, but we got some leeway this year for a few more days. So go home and finish up if you haven't already done that after you attend Daryl's open house, though. Be sure you catch that before you go working your taxes. You'll be disappointed. We already covered Zoom mutes and in-room folks. Everybody has their phone off or muted. Everybody's grabbing for it. I remembered mine this time and took care of it before. So if you do need to answer a call during a meeting, something comes up you need to attend to, please not only go outside the room, but go outside the library, because don't forget, we are at a library. I think we only have Mark here that will be speaking today, so remind me to move the microphone over towards the X when you come up here, Mark, if I forget. Okay. Everybody did the sign up sheet over here for Bob, Mr. Dawson, who keeps track of who comes. Daryl, you oh, but don't forget during the break. Bob will remind you if you forget. Thank you.
I can always add your name.
I've been digitally recorded.
Yeah. Okay, we want to welcome some new members, and we have one of our new members here in the room with us today, Owen Miller. Hello, Owen. Thanks for joining us. Welcome aboard. All these 4 new members were recruited during our recent train show and sale. So by Gary Dean and his crew of folks. So welcome all new members. Russ, do we have any visitors online? You're muted.
No, Ron, no visitors.
Okay. No new members. Okay. Thank you, Russell. Well, we already covered the visitors, so we'll move on here. Minutes from the last meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes as posted to the website from the last meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Mark Norman and seconded by Bill. Thank you, Bill. All those in favor? Opposed? All right. And Mr. Mike Berry.
Give me a minute, Mike.
Has the treasurer's report.
First off, I apologize for sitting here in my car. I'm in the middle of a habitat project right now. So that excuse me and my bright orange shirt. But at any rate, the treasurer's report is a little longer than usual because this is kind of the wrap up from our train show. On the expense side, any questions from anyone? That's a report for this month.
I don't see any questions. I don't see any questions, Mike. So can we have a motion to, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Kent.
Motion to accept the treasurer's report is read.
Just like Kent said. And Kent's making that motion, and David is making a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Hey,
Was that a nay I heard from the?
hey.
Oh, yay. Okay. Good. Good. All right, Mike, continuing right along to committee reports and member welfare.
Yeah, tough one here. I assume most people have heard, but if not, we lost Ralph Bracewell a couple of weeks ago. Ralph has been a longtime division member super nice guy. If you never met him, you missed it. Ralph was a good one. He will be missed. The division made a $50 donation to the American Cancer Society in his name per his family's instructions. We were happy to do that, of course. But yeah, Ralph's going to be missed.
And then Rick's wife, Mike.
I think we lost it, Robert.
Oh, yeah. Mike must have left to go back hammering nails, but the last part of the member welfare was that Rick's wife, Jeannie, suffered some medical problems this past week and was hospitalized. So we want to wish Rick the best with that. Rick's online today. Rick, how is Jeannie doing? Can you let us know?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Rick.
Yeah, she came home yesterday. She's doing pretty good. She's resting right now.
Okay,
But
good.
the bleeding did stop and her platelet numbers came up. So she's
Okay,
got a follow up in 3 weeks, and they're going to do another scan. And if there's any change, they'll go in surgically and repair it then.
okay.
Thank you
Glad
for all your prayers and thoughts, guys.
Glad to hear she's on the mend.
Thank you.
Point of order. Yeah, I mean, not point of order, but comment. Now Ralph Bracewell is gone. Jerry Ashley's gone. Oh man, can you imagine now those two are together again?
Thanks for that, Mark. All right, moving on to some business. We have Division 8 bylaws changes. We announced these changes previously, sent you all a email with details on the changes. And now it's come time to vote in favor of the changes. So briefly, just to reiterate before we call for a vote, we changed Article 7, Section 6 to change the frequency of treasurer's audits and a few other minor editorial changes to the bylaws to make them current and to correct some typos and so on. So at this time, we would like to call for a vote to approve the changes in the bylaws as previously presented.
Hey, Ron. Ron,
Yes, Ross.
for the people participating on Zoom, do we want to, go in to chat and say yes or no, or?
I don't think that's necessary, Russ. I think a show of hands will be adequate if you could monitor that
Okay,
from your side, please. However,
sir.
if there are any discussion at the time, then we may.
Is there a way he can give us a count of show of hands?
Yes, Russ, if you don't mind, we will assume that everyone online who is a member is going to vote in favor of this. If not, then please indicate so when you turn in your attendance report.
Okay, all right, very well.
All right. So can we have a motion to approve the change to the bylaws?
So I move and make a vote to approve the changes to the bylaws.
Thank you.
Second,
Who seconded that?
Steve.
Okay. Let's have a show of hands here in the room. Everybody in favor of approving the changes? Looks like it's unanimous here. How are we looking online, Russ?
Good. I see thumbs, hands.
Okay,
Nobody has a thumbs down, so we're all good. And of
All
course,
right.
there's a number of members who
do not join via visual, so I can't see. But the ones who are on video, that their thumbs up.
We'll assume yay, since there have been no nays voiced. So the vote's unanimous. The changes are enacted. We'll update the bylaws, which reside on the website. If you didn't know that, if you'd like to have a look at them, you don't have the password, send us an email and we'll tune you up for that. So they should be posted within this week. Thank you. Mark Norman, please.
All right, Chief of Mark, hold on a minute. All right, camera time. Yep. That's the right camera here. All righty, the chief program is alive. Well, we don't have any awards to present today, but get involved. If you haven't done anything, at least do the start of the Golden Spike. It's a lot of fun. Moving on to the contest, I believe. Barry called me up from minors so I could be Barry this month. He hails from Chicago and he said they have trains in this town. So I'm gonna read his script. The April contest is passenger cars. There were 6 entries. The honorable mentions for Bob Francrone for his scenic railroad passenger car, Rick Ertz for his Amtrak baggage and mail car, and Eric Wagner for his L&N Pine Series sleeper. 3rd place with the Jacob Butler for the Guernsey Valley Railroad Post Office. 2nd place for Steve Lasher for his New York Central Business Observation car. And 1st place for Ed Brennan for his Pennsylvania 10-6 Rapids Lightweight. So congratulations all for some wonderful work. And the maid contest is cabooses. And here's Ed's certificate from when we next see him. So thank you very much.
Ed couldn't join us in person today, but Ed is online. And congratulations, Ed. Russell, it's time to talk about programs and meetings.
Yes, yeah, thanks, Ron. So today, our own Fred Sowert is going to give this "Don't Throw Out Trash" with the trash. So I think this should be a very fun presentation that we all have a bunch of stuff underneath the layout besides wiring. So I think this will prove that we can maybe put some of that stuff under the layout to good use. And don't forget, as Ron was saying earlier, that Daryl Aarons is going to have an open house today after the meeting till 6:30-ish. There's the address, and to my knowledge, there wasn't any particular do's or don'ts. So Ron, is that so?
No problem, yeah.
Yeah, Daryl is a liberal. I mean, just come
Come in
on,
the front door.
come on over to his house and everything's good. He said, he reports that when he left home earlier this morning, that everything was running. And he hopes when he returns home that he has power, and that continues to be the case.
Okay, bring beer if you want to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, okay. All right. Next, please. And next month, yours truly will give a presentation on mail and express operations, more like head-end operations, which were a lot of that. But for you guys who have operated on the layout here, there's as much passenger mail and express operations that go on than the regular freight. So I hope you guys will enjoy that, and I'll look forward to giving it to you next month.
Okay, Russell. Thank you. And coming up, we have a little soiree going on down in Pittsburgh coming up here during Derby. And a reminder that they need volunteers. The convention sent out an update last night. I forwarded that update to the group's IO members. Did anybody else get that update in their mailbox? Fred, you did?
I got it.
You got it? Well, through Groups IO or directly from them?
Yeah.
Anybody else get it? So I'm not sure who's on their mailing list, but apparently not everyone, which is why we forwarded from Groups.io. And if you need convention information, send an email to the division and we'll forward that on to you. They've been putting out some updates here and there about what's new coming up. They do still need help with volunteers during the convention. So if you're planning on attending, if you can volunteer for at least a couple of hours, that would be very helpful to Division 2. And a reminder about our summer picnic coming up. It's getting closer and closer on Saturday, July 15th, where we're going to travel by bus to Entertainment Junction in Cincinnati, actually in Westchester. Lunch, behind the scenes tour, contest awards. Tickets are available online. Consult with the pie card if you need access to the link. But don't wait too long to sign up. And coming up, this coming weekend, NMRA X, their quarterly convention. This is not like their quarterly, they have a little longer information series. This with 2 sections from, well, it's shown as 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., but there's actually a break in the afternoon from 2 to 5. And then they go from 5 to 9 p.m. So how about 8 different?
I understand the 7 o'clock presentation is gonna be just awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen the schedule yet. Was that you? Oh. Well, another reason to tune in.
Awesome.
Good to know. Is the schedule published yet, or you just happen to know because they asked you to?
Speed asked me, I don't know if the schedule is published. I only worry about one presentation.
Yeah. Usually it's not updated until right before. It's this coming Saturday. That's all you need to know. Oh, I remember this. We had a show recently, a train show, which was a lot of fun. We had nice attendance. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone that participated here formally. Thank you. Thank you. I'm thanking you, and Division 8 thanks you. We had a very successful show. This is a little slide here that features some of the numeric highlights of the show. Total of 591 attendees, which was an all-time record barn burner at the train show. More attendees than any other train show we've ever had in the history of the train show. Right, Bob? Which goes back to
1800.
1800. Goes way back there.
Just after the Civil War.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's after the Civil War. This particular chart here includes not only the paid attendees, which was 431, but also children that have been free. We now take credit cards at the show and we sell advanced tickets. We actually had some decent advanced ticket sales. This time Mike gave a number for advanced ticket sales, but that was just in the last accounting period. We had actually a total of 47 paid advanced attendees plus 8 for children. So total attendees is 721 here, because not only the paid attendees, but we had 80 dealers, 23 train show staff. Many folks in this room here helped with that. We appreciate that. Layout and clubs, K&I Model Railroad Club and others, caissons. So 130 total staff for a total attendance of 721. So don't really count the total attendance except on a slide like this, but it helps us for planning purposes in terms of preparing for meals and parking at the venue. The figures that Mike gave are profit from the train show, which was $4,189.03, is the second highest profit total in our recorded history. So Great show. We had nice weather, nice attendance. We're gonna see if we can do better in November, just to show that we can. What are all these bells?
Someone's coming in, notifications. Someone's coming in late.
Someone's coming in late?
Tap your screen.
Okay. We're not having a back to basics presentation. We're gonna try and get that going again. Fred has been busy and I've been a little busy. We had this train show, malarkey, but we're gonna get to back to basics. We have one quick announcement before we announce to adjourn. We're looking for back to basics guest presenters. So if you have some back to basics you'd like to share with the membership, we look forward to hearing from you. So we'll adjourn now. We're going to take a 5-minute break while Fred's going to be our presenter today. So he needs to get up here and get behind the wheel. And hopefully he'll be able to navigate this. So meeting adjourned. Thank you.